Hey everyone, it's Hannah, and today I'm going to show you how to make these spooky skull bracelets, which use a basic macramé knot, which is the square knot. You can use any beads to make this bracelet, but I've decided to make them using these spooky skulls because it's Spooky Sunday, so they've got to be a little bit creepy, haven't they? To make this bracelet, you're going to need a 1mm cord. I've decided to use leather, but you can use anything you want. A button, some fabric glue, and then 8 of the little beads. These are made of plastic. You just need to make sure that the hole in the centre is large enough to fit 2 strands of cord through. First thing I like to do is pick my button. I've gone for a nice contrasting orange, and then you're going to measure 2 lengths of cord. One of them is 2.5 times the size of your wrist. Then you fold that one in half, and then measure about 1.5 meters and fold that one in half as well. Slide the longer length up underneath the shorter length, which you've taped to the table, and we're going to start our square knot. So using the right hand side, make a backwards 4 shape, and then with the left hand side we are just laying that over the top of the end of the right hand cord, and then we're going to be tucking it under the 2 middle cords and then up through the loop of the right hand cord. We're going to pull that nice and tight and up to near the top of the loop, making sure we have enough room to fit our button through. I measured before I stuck it down. Then to finish off our square knot, we are going to make a normal 4 shape using our left hand cord. We're going to lay our right hand cord over the top of the end of there. Then taking the right hand cord, we are going to pop it underneath the 2 center cords and then up through the loop on the left hand side, pulling that nice and tight as well. Oh, my nails match the cord. That's a little bit sad, isn't it? I hadn't noticed that. So yeah, backwards 4 with the right hand cord, taking the left hand cord over the top of the end, underneath the 2 center cords and up through the loop. And then a 4 shape, and then taking the right hand cord underneath the 2 middle cords, up through the loop and pulling tight. I like to do a few of these knots before I actually start adding the beads. I like to do about 7 or 8 of them. It makes the bracelet a little bit more comfortable to wear and means you don't have to use quite so many beads, which does save you pennies if you are making a lot of these. Lovely stuff. So now I'm going to slide a bead up those 2 middle cords, and then I'm going to do another square knot just underneath him. That keeps him in place and stops his head jiggling around. He looks so happy and so evil all at the same time. It doesn't matter if you don't make his head lay flat, you can always change it afterwards, but I don't know. I don't like him facing sideways. I'm scared he's planning something. So just continue to slide up the beads on the 2 middle cords with making a square knot just underneath their head until you've used all the beads that you want to use. For me it was 8 and I have a 16cm wrist. You're going to want to leave a little bit of space because we need to finish off the bracelet as well. Maybe it's a bad idea to have several of these on a bracelet. They might end up plotting against us. Before we add the button, I like to do as many square knots underneath the last skull bead as I did before the first one. So for me, once again, I think it was either 7 or 8. What you're going to do now is grab your button, and using one of your center cords, you're going to go up through one hole of your button and down through the opposite one, and using the other center cord, you go up through the other hole and down through the opposite one of that one. And you pull it so it's nice and snug. And then taking those 2 cords, you are going to be tying an overhand knot, which I clearly found quite difficult. Obviously I'm incompetent. Make sure you pull this knot nice and tight along with the last square knot you made, because then we're going to be taking our scissors and we're going to cut those ends off right at the knot. So make sure it is pulled nice and tightly. And the two cords that we used to make all the square knots we're also going to cut off, so they are flush against the bracelet. Then we are going to take our fabric glue, and I'm not the tidiest person at doing this, I will admit. I'm just covered all the ends that we cut off in fabric glue because I don't want it to come undone. It'll be heartbreaking to have to start all over again. If you do end up getting some of the button, I just like to take a cotton bud or a Q-tip or whatever you call it and clean that mess up. And then once it's dry, it'll dry a little bit like this, so it's clear and it's hidden by the button anyway, but it means it doesn't come undone. Hooray! And there is the finished bracelet. I hope that you liked this tutorial. If you did, please be sure to give it a big old thumbs up. Your support means an awful lot to me. Also hit subscribe. I post 2 videos a week. One of them is on a Thursday and one of them is on a Sunday. Sundays throughout October are going to be Spooky Sunday, so if you have any tutorial requests, please feel free to pop them down below in the comments. Don't forget to check the description box for all my social media links and for information on where you can buy these materials from. Thank you once again for watching, and I shall see you on Thursday for my next video.